So we here at T's Barbershop. We analyzing this. It's going down. It's exclusive. You know, a little barbershop talk. You know,
chop it up a little bit.
Chop it up a little bit about this senseless violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing all this stuff going on. We got, you know, what's number one topic right now is like the Yashanee Vaughn. Oh my God, that's the senseless,
sad,
senseless tragedy. You know what I mean?
And
babies killing babies.
It's senseless, and it's starting younger and younger now. You know, usually it would be the older couples doing shit like that, but now it's senseless violence starting in high school. Our kids, you know, so we gotta keep an eye on this. One, know who your kids is hanging around. Know your kids' friends. Know who they parents is. You gotta know stuff like that, because if not, kids will walk around, get hearing something, and like a bullet doesn't have a name.
Right.
Wrong place, wrong time, you can catch one. And that's just senseless violence, man. We don't need that in these streets right now.
I think it's just a problem of, you know, kids is bored, you know. I mean, when they have nothing to do, it's a lack of opportunity out here. Parents ain't spending enough time with their kids. You know, they working too hard, or, you know,
but in this society, you don't have no choice but to work hard.
Right.
But, you know, I think we can stop a lot of the senseless violence. It starts at home. It starts
at
with us
definitely.
as parents. You know what I'm saying? We gotta instill certain things in our kids that'll keep them away from the senseless violence that we seeing. You know what I'm saying? So we as parents, we gotta step it up.
So our hearts go out to the family of Yashanee Vaughn. I know that's a very sensitive subject.
Prayers to your family.
I believe they just found her body, or they, you know.
Yeah, they finally discovered it,
and
now that her family can actually, you know, have a little closure,
right?
And they can let their souls rest, knowing that, you know, she's at her final resting place, and, you know, it was just I can't even imagine what her mother was going through.
Right. It's, to me, you know, I'm neutral in the situation. I mean, I knew the mother. I grew up with the mother of Yashanee, you know, but I don't, you know, the guy that's allegedly did it, he was only 16, so kind of like, you know, he's a victim too in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Again, it's parenting.
For whatever happened, you know what I'm saying. That's just it's hard to go hard on him.
Yeah.
It really is. For people, they be like, oh man, kill him, throw rocks at him, and it's like, man, how can you do that?
You got to know this young man's story. Right. But like, I'm like you, I'm not on either side. My heart just goes out as a parent.
Right.
My heart goes out to her mother as another parent, because I couldn't imagine what I would do if I was in that situation.
Oh, you know? There's no practice, there's no dress rehearsal for that.
And me, every time I've seen her on TV or doing something, she's held it together. She's carried herself like a woman, and she's, even through everything she's dealing with, she's held it together. Right. So for that, I have to give you props, and, you know, you're a strong black woman, and like I said, my heart goes out to you.
And we love you. Holla back.
Definitely.
We in the barbershop, we at T's, we getting it in, we talking about, you know, we in the barbershop having a barbershop conversation.
That's
you know
right.
Talking about senseless, nonsense violence in the community, and how, you know, moving forward, how can we pull the community back together after such senseless violence? We having random shootings in the community right now.
And it's getting crazy.
It's getting bananas. I'm talking about you can't go nowhere.
For us to get past this as a community, I think we need to come together. We need to get more involved in what our kids is doing and give them something more to do than just run the streets.
Right.
You know, don't let the streets be don't let that be one of their activities. Streets shouldn't be an activity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
More family time.
Yeah, we need more family time. There's nothing wrong with going to the park. You know, there's nothing wrong with game nights at home, at the house. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about money to spend time with your kids, but be involved in what your kids are doing. Actively involved. Right. And I think that's what's going to get this community back together. We need to take tragedies and turn them into something good.
Right.
You know, now we can't take back the tragedy, but we can learn from it and not make those same mistakes.
Well, it just takes a village to raise a community. You know, we got to go back to that statement. I mean, nowadays people be like, don't put your hands on my child and all that, man. I mean, you can discipline mine. Yeah. You see mine's in the community acting wild,
whoop them,
tear their heads off,
whoop them,
and call me after you tear their head off,
exactly,
and let me know that you tear their head off so that I can tear their head off when they get to me. For somebody else having to chastise you, we need to go back to that type of, you know what I mean? That's the way it goes. I mean,
we need that. I mean, when I was younger, I got in trouble. I probably got my ass whooped 4 times before I got to the house to even get the whooping from my mom.
Right.
So it's like, you know, word travel fast. So we need that again. We need people. We need to look out for each other's kids, and we need to take that responsibility. Just because that's not your child, that is somebody's child.
Right.
And we need to step up and be like, look, don't do that. You're not my child, but I wouldn't let my son do that, so I'm not going to allow you to do that. We need to step up and take responsibility, and we need to be boisterous, and we just need to handle our business as parents and as a community in general. And you know, and that's what we need to do.
It's barbershop conversation. They talking about it right now. We at T's.
T's Barbershop on MLK.
We in the community. We on the K.
Love.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Be right back.
Woo!
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, fool, and YouTube, fool. Don't make us follow you, cause we will follow you, fool. Don't make us. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Alright everybody, if y'all looking to send in subjects to analyze, send it to nwrcagency.com/analyze this.
Or hit us up on Twitter, hashtag analyze this in a sentence. We'll find your topics and we'll find your questions.
We might even add your name to it, so get it in.
That's
Let's
right.
go.